Illegal immigration is the subject. Russia is the place. I'm an American living in Moscow. This is a foreigner who regularly crosses the Russian border. We are surrounded by foreigners in this particular spot. 3 train stations coming together. We've got locals, we've got tourists, we've got immigrants. Is immigration a good thing for Russia? Or does it help a country lose its culture? Welcome to Expat American. I am the Expat American. Find out what's going on right now with this guy.
We need to get out. Where am I?
Well, on the immigration subject. So you're just a foreigner?
Yeah, foreigner.
The Slavic bubble, I would say. Correct?
Not correct.
Why?
They're basically fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but you need to know what you're looking for.
I don't know that word.
You don't know bombs?
I know bum, I don't know bombs.
Bombs is bum in Russian.
Interesting. Haha! Igor! What's up, man?
Good, nice to see you.
Finally, again. Alright, Igor, here we go, another video.
Once again, I'm back in action, back to Moscow and back with the Expat American.
I have a question for you before the next train comes. I'm an American in Russia, so I'm clearly a foreigner in this land. But are you?
Whoa, that's a good question. Well, I have a semi.
I like to ask good questions.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, sir.
Yeah, I'm a Russian who lived all my life in the West, in Finland to be exact. But in my heart, I'm Russian. But in many ways, I'm also non-Russian. So I guess my channel, I call myself a foreigner because all the procedures are, for me, like bureaucracy and stuff, that's a foreigner thing. But in my heart, I'm like a local, almost.
Okay, so it's a hard question
It's a
because
hard question
technically you are not?
Yeah, technically I'm not, and this is the story of my life. I'm divided by the East and West, just like politically the world is right now. So that's like my life story. You know, always felt that it didn't belong. Here I feel like I belong, but as soon as you Russians talk to me, they might notice that I'm not local because I don't have certain words or I don't behave in a certain way. I act foreign in some ways, socially.
So technically, your paperwork does not say you're Russian because of the collapse of the Soviet Union. Is that right? But in your heart, you feel like you are Russian.
Yeah, and I am, but also never forgetting your roots. You know, nobody's 100% something. You know, you got a different mixture. That's what makes you. But yes, I'm in my heart, I'm a Russian, but all the paperwork say I'm a foreigner. I was detained by police yesterday, so they would say, that's usually what they say also at the border. Oh, sir, you not sir. They don't say sir, but they say that you speak very well Russian. Well, I have to say, well, it's my native language though. But actually, I don't speak it well because it's my native language, and I actually make a lot of mistakes. But I can wing it.
You're just noticing the beautiful station.
Yeah, I think this is one of the great ones. But yeah, I'm a big metro fan. I film all the metros in my home city, St. Petersburg. But here you have 360 something stations, and like most of them, I would say most of them are like this, guys. This is just crazy.
So this one in particular, I've been told, is supposed to be more beautiful.
Well, I've seen better ones, but this is in a way beautiful, most
Well,
beautiful one.
the reason being is, and I'm told by a Russian who I think is an expert in everything, that this station in particular was built because this is where foreigners, international travelers, would first come into Moscow, and this is the first thing that they would see. Because we are underground of 3 train stations.
Yes.
And so you get out the train station, you come down to get on the metro, and you come in, and you'd see this giant palace.
Soviet might. Actually, that's a very typical thing in Soviet Union to make things look great. Not that they're not great for real, but it's important. It's a Russian thing also. You come to somebody's as a guest, they will show you the best and try to offer you the best. Same thing here. For the Olympics, they built this Ismailovsky like market, beautiful little village for them, for visitors to come and see.
Oh, that was for the Olympics?
For the Olympics,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It looks older, but it's like in old style. So
Nice.
this will continue every time. When you arrive to Leningradsky in Moskovsky railway station in St. Petersburg, you're gonna see this beautiful, vast square with the Leningrad hero city. You know, that's a Russian thing, Slavic thing maybe. We're gonna see something even bigger than this, but this we're like behind the scenes. This is the ones Leningradsky railway station, the ones who are prigorodny, meaning suburban trains leaves from here. This is like just a little thing right here.
Okay, so we're behind Leningradsky, and who's this guy on a horse killing
This is
a
Saint George.
dragon?
Saint George. This is Russian holy, or what you say? How can you holy man? Holy an icon. Saint George's ribbons. He representing defeating, I guess, the enemy, which is the devil here, I guess. Make sure check that out, the information. But he's the one on the Russian coat of arms. He's the one in the Romanov family coat of arms. So he's an important figure in Russian as a protector of Russia. I
Is the
guess.
Victory Day ribbon named after him?
Yes, yes.
Very good.
Saint George's ribbon.
From our other video we did.
We did many things.
So Russia is your home,
Yes,
your heart,
it's 100%.
and not living here
Kills me.
brings you down.
a lot. As soon as I go back,
You got to move here then.
I try.
Got to talk to your wife.
No, it's not about that. It's about, in Russia, it's not easy just to move in, because if you move to Russia, if you don't work, or you have something, something to live in somewhere, nobody's gonna give you anything for free. This is not like Scandinavia, where if you get, permanent residence or temporary, they're gonna offer you everything, and that's good, and that's also bad, because it doesn't give you it doesn't motivate you necessarily to do things, because you don't need to. You're gonna get housing, you're getting money, you're gonna get help if you lose that money. So that's why you see a lot of immigrants, unfortunately, not even willing to work.
Okay, so you think that the Western countries are more helpful to immigrants. For Russia, you need to fend for yourself.
They're helpful as for refugees, especially. If you're just an immigrant, you have to actually have a study place or work, and that's the key. And same thing, by the way, in Russia. But the refugee thing is a way. There's also quotas for refugees for certain countries. So there's always people coming in easier than the ones who are trying to get in with work, because they can't find work or can't get a study place.
All right, Igor, so tell the audience, where are we? I see lots of historic-looking buildings around us. That's Stalins Tower, and I know that there are 3 train stations here. One
Yes.
has like a German-looking style to me.
Exactly. So this is the, it's quite epic. It's 3 railway station square, and basically all directions, you can lead to every direction from this square. You have Leningradsky, meaning to Leningrad, and that direction, that is it Yaroslavsky, and that one is Kazanka. So basically 3 directions. That's a pretty cool thing to do. So that's why you have a massive amount of people here from all around the world, foreigners closer and further from Moscow coming here. This is the place where they arrive, and that's why it attracts all kinds of people here as well, Let's put it like that.
So I've learned that Moscow is a safe place. Russia in general is a safe place as far as crime on the street and whatnot. What about this spot in particular? Is it known for being safe or sketchy or what?
So if you try to Google we as a YouTubers do things like that, and I certainly try to find the most scary or unsafe place in Moscow. You won't find that place, and not even this place includes in that list. But somebody might say this is a bit sketchy. Not dangerous. Russia is not dangerous, but this might be a little bit sketchy because. But usually, if they're sketchy people, they're like a little bit drunk or under the influence or just a few bumps. That's because this area attracts that kind of people, I guess. But I'm talking about like 1 to 2 in a city of 20 million people. So it's all relative. I don't know, what do you compare my information with?
Yeah, I see about one person a month that looks like they could be homeless living here.
Well, I do maybe more walking. I don't know, there's no disrespect. I've seen a lot more.
How dare you?
But listen,
shatter my illusions.
But we're talking about, yet again, that's even one is unfortunate. But I've seen, like yesterday, I walked 37,000 steps. I saw like 10. All right, but I was everywhere. And comparing to St. Petersburg, I gotta say, here's even more. In St. Petersburg, I would agree, one in a month, maybe one a week.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more, but there's more action. This is the heart of the country. All the money is here. Even probably bums are doing better here because there's so many. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectul about. Is that bum? Bad word?
No, it's not. Not to me.
In Russian, it's bomsh, and it stands for.
Well, I'll be 50 soon. Maybe for a 25-year-old, you'd crush their spirit, and they'd have to go seek.
So in Russian,
help.
the word bum is bomzh, and it comes from the word from 4 words that I cannot say because it's what's the 4 letters, B-O-M-G, person without displaced person, something like that. So people say bomzh.
You have lived in many countries for many decades. What immigration changes have you noticed?
I was born in Soviet Latvia, then we moved out when the Russian Soviet Union was destroyed, and we moved to Finland. And we moved to Finland because I have Finnish roots. I was technically invited, so we were special immigrants. We were returning immigrants, it's called. So that's the one thing. We had tens of thousands of people like me moving to Finland after the Soviet Union crashed. But after that, in Finland, for example, I'm not a specialist about it, but there's a lot of, relatively not a lot, but for Finland it feels like there's a lot of people coming from third world countries as refugees, a lot of refugee immigration, and it's maybe from that point of view I have a lot to say, and I've seen that there's a lot of neighborhoods where you can see clearly that it's almost as if there are immigrants, majority is immigrants in those type of places, and some people like it, some people don't.
So we're having to move indoors, guys, because we're getting rained on. Enjoy Stalins Tower while you can.
I'm gonna take the umbrella now, actually, but my thoughts are that it's a lot of people are willing to, if we're talking about Scandinavia, a lot of people want to move because it's a high, better way of living, or what do you say, because of social reasons. But a lot of people want to also to work. But the system is maybe a little bit special that many feel like they don't need to work or don't want to work and they still can survive. And in Russia, I know for sure that nobody gives you a handout. Meaning if you come here, you better work, otherwise, you're on your own. Sure, they have probably systems to help you out as an entrepreneur, but if it doesn't work out, you better come up with another business plan.
In your opinion, what are the pluses and minuses of immigration for a country, or perhaps for Russia?
My thoughts are that in Russia, I think it's possibly quite bureaucratic. Russia in general is very bureaucratic. So there's a tons of papers you need to do in order to do business legally.
Okay, so this is what looked like a historic shopping
I think we
center
can go up there, yeah.
for you, but
this is Soviet.
I'm not super impressed.
This is too Soviet, and it's time has passed. Imagine this is marble.
Yeah, I can see the columns and the older light fixtures, and it looks like something that would have been certainly appreciated. But yeah, you're right. It's from a different time.
And it's not like the top place to be. Nobody says, let's go to Moscow Square.
But they
shopping
do
mall.
say let's go to Goom Mall.
Yes.
That's even older.
Yes.
But it's still fashionable.
It's fashionable, but they probably did a lot of work to maintain top of the list, you know. That's why it shines, and you got good brands. There's not one brand you're gonna recognize. These are all smaller ones. If you don't have big brands, it usually means it's like a, you know, secondary, not the best shopping mall. And usually they do look like this.
Check out these stairs. I do like the stairs, man.
And if you're clever, you saw also his slabs.
Slabs, like marble slabs?
No, your shoes.
Yes.
What you call them?
My shoes? I don't know. I'm not a clothing expert. That's what my wife bought.
The good best choice, because I'm like, this is sauna inside my shoes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as a foreigner here who's lived here for 2 years, what I've noticed is the paperwork to immigrate, if you're a Westerner, it seems to be very, very, very difficult. And then I've also noticed that if you're an Easterner, it's easy, it seems easy for you to come here as a migrant worker. And I've noticed that the Russian border, you know, as an American, to me, seems pretty much locked down. Like the only illegal immigration, I believe, is migrant workers overstaying their stay, right? And I also know that Russia needs more people. So I feel like I see a conflict here of Russia needs more people, but they also don't want to lose their culture. You know, if there is a Russian culture, whatever Russian culture is, if you take in too many foreigners, then you wash away that culture, which is what is happening in America. So I don't have an answer. This is just an issue that I think I see. What do you think?
I kind of don't agree with you, because, for example, like you said, what is a Russian culture? Russian culture is mixture of, well, there's like 150 minority groups in Russia. So of course, some of them are just local, depending on these Russian states. But then, of course, even here, for example, there's Russia is also, you would say it's Russian Orthodox, yes, but officially the second largest and official religion is Muslim. And there's millions of them here. When they have the big celebration, you got millions of Muslims celebrating their thing, and that's also Russian, but you would not consider. So that's why I'm a little bit, I don't know, do I agree with you on that? But I think the main thing currently, because of some, you know, restrictions and from the Russian side on immigration, I think the I think the issue is the safety, because of recent events during this year, especially because of that. So if there's so many people who overstay and Russia don't know who they are, if they don't know, I don't know, do they? But still, if they're lost somewhere amongst the other millions of people from the southern borders, for example, some of them might not be, you know, with good intentions. So that's why the restrictions are in place, despite Russia needs more people, and despite Russia needs more like working force. Because same thing as in the West and in America, you need people from poorer countries coming in and doing the hard labor. That's normal thing in the world, but now it's more restricted.
Right. So your pushback on my concern would be Russia is Christian and Muslim, for instance.
And other minorities also.
So what is Russian culture anyway?
Yeah. Sure, there are certain things that basically Muslims respect the Russian, what is like traditionally Russian, and vice versa. That's why you have here, for example, the president is meeting with different minority religions, not only the main ones, Catholics and everything. I think it's important to feel welcome everybody, that their religious or cultural are all welcome, even though there's the one who are dominating the country as well. And I'm sure there's also issue amongst those people that new generations of, let's say, some minority groups, I don't know, Uzbeks and other ones who live here, Armenians, who start speak more and more Russian, integrate to Moscow or become more Russian. There's probably this issue on their side. They feel afraid that they're going to lose their traditions as well. But I don't think that's the case, because there's such a big minority. We're talking about millions and millions of people who are, in a way, in a tight community in different cities.
All right, guys, so what do you think of this topic? What do you think of this issue? We want you to now leave a comment and let us know. And also, don't forget to go over to this guy's channel, Igorinrussia, and see his great videos.
Exactly. Welcome to the channel. If you like Joe, and if you don't like Joe, come visit my channel. We got a new video out with Joe. We're going to talk about safety in Russia. He's going to talk about different perspectives on feeling safe or unsafe and why.
Fantastic. Let's do it right now, man.
Okay, let's do it.
Are you going to feed me too?
Might. We're going to drink.
Like, subscribe, comment, click the share button right now, and go to this guy's channel. Pinky? Where's your pinky?
I'm Russian. I don't need to do it. You're not offended, right?
No, not at all.
It's legendary.
Here we go. Legendary times.
I'm gonna laugh. Just do it.
Illegal. Now my voice. Is everyone looking at us? I hope so.
No.
Once again, a rare chance to see the great city. I feel like I'm a little man because, you know.
Will it improve this country, or will it lose its culture? Is there a helicopter overhead?
It's a different thing.